Let's go.
It was hot. Now we have John. Now this is a tropical storm, and you say, Dan, why are you showing me this? Because John's going to move north. The moisture from John left over, the spin, the storm itself will turn into a depression. Nothing really to worry about as far as wind goes, but
Okay, that's pretty funny. Even an idiot like this dickhead would have to admit that's funny. Well, maybe not. Because the only thing that's funnier is a flat earth jackass trying to talk about the weather. Let's go. Look at this. He's got some great shorts out. One more time he's talking about suction. Vacuums suck. Of course they don't. Numerology. Wow. I'm shocked. Shocked Ramen believes in this nonsense. He probably believes in astrology too. Biblical nonsense right here. We won't be touching that. I don't want to goof on anyone's Bible. I'm just sick and tired of it. I'm sorry, but it's true. Ramen tries to discuss the weather. Let's go.
Now your overseers use words to deceive you.
Overseers. This is coming from a guy who worships a magical man in the sky, all knowing, all loving, created everything. But he can't prove it. And he admits it. So kudos to you, Ramen. Dickhead.
Words like high pressure and low pressure, which you think is a little air or a lot of air.
Nobody thinks that.
When in reality, the weatherman is only talking about hot or cold air.
No, he's
hot
not.
versus cold air.
No, he's not.
Now they misidentify
No, they don't.
hot air as low pressure
No, they don't.
and cold air as high pressure.
No, they
These
don't.
are misidentifications.
No, they're not.
I ask you to employ independent logic, i.e. your own. Would you use low pressure to gain altitude in a hot air balloon? The hot air is pushing and pressing the balloon up.
No, it's not. It's really, really not. Hot air balloons fly because they, well, heat up the air. That's why they call them hot air balloons. Genius. And when you heat up air, it expands. It becomes less dense than the surrounding air. And the gravity is pulling down on the more dense air, thus forcing the hot air balloon into the sky. This is really easy to demonstrate. Anybody can do it. Go get a helium balloon, tie it to the floor of your car, and step on the gas. What do you think's going to happen? Here's a little video what happens. I better mute this. There's a little music. What's going to happen? And I apologize, the video might be a little choppy because my OBS and internet connection don't seem to want to get along. I'll put a link in the description for all these videos that destroy everything coming out of dumbass Ramen's mouth. What happens when a car accelerates? There it goes. The balloon went forward. Why did that happen, Ramen? Everything in that car, from you, your dog, those M&Ms you have on the dashboard, everything went backwards. Except the balloon. It went forward. Explanation, please, Ramen. You dumb shit. Back to your nonsense. Should I unmute? Let's. Back to your dumbass for your final comments.
How is that low pressure?
It's not.
You have been systematically dumbed down to not wanna face reality. Now you're...
Shut up, fucking idiot. So let's talk about a little weather, high pressure, low pressure. Here's a guy. I don't know where he's Foxing the 9 now. I don't know where this guy comes from.
Talking high pressure.
He makes a lot of sense, though.
She's saying, why is high pressure associated with clear skies and light winds, and low pressure associated with storms and rain? Well,
you notice he didn't say anything about hot or cold there, Ramen? I think often a weatherman will say there's some cooler weather coming in, and what he means is low pressure. He'll say that a lot, but it's not a big difference. It's hotter than hell in a lot of the United States these days. I heard a guy the other day go, oh, some cooler weather coming in. It's only going to get up to 92 instead of 95. It's just lower pressure coming in.
We're going to put it together this way. You have to look at weather as three-dimensional.
And there's the problem. Flat earthers cannot or will not think in 3D. They can't do it. They're just that dumb.
That's the key here.
Especially
that was one of the
ramen.
Difficult things when I went to college, when they started
College? What's that, ramen?
3 dimensions. I was so used to just staring at weather maps that I'd see in the newspaper here down at the ground. But everything at the ground is occurring by what's happening aloft here. So let's look at the jet stream. This is the jet.
Does Flat Earth have a jet stream, ramen? Inquiring minds want to know. Shitbag.
Stream here. This is high and low pressure here.
Yeah.
And you have to understand the water cycle too. The water cycle is as air rises, it will cool and then condense because it encounters lower pressure. So the higher air rises, the pressure goes from high pressure to low pressure. You get less pressure, less temperature. It cools, condenses, makes clouds. So wherever there's rising air, we get precipitation. This is what's happening in the jet stream aloft.
It should be also noted that low pressure is more dense. That's why when it rises, it cools up, cools down, it condenses and makes rain.
Here we'll have a convergence zone aloft here. That's when the jet stream winds are coming together. So as you push the air together, it has nowhere else to go. It can't go up, so it has to go down. And so what happens is we have sinking air.
I didn't mean to cut him off there. Sinking air. And I think that's what Ramen is talking about. He's like, doesn't hot air supposed to go up? How does it sink? Well, it doesn't really get warm until it gets closer to the ground. Pretty cold up here, Ramen, right? And by your same dipshittery, you should say, well, if hot air rises, why is it not warm at the top of Mount Everest? Again, this is what flat earthers do. They cherry pick these little itty bitty things and then they run with them and they forget about everything else, like nothing else matters. Same with his moronic, childlike understanding of entropy. High pressure to low pressure, nothing else matters when everything else matters. Typical flat earth moron, but this guy does a really good job explaining it. Let's go with the barometer that Ramen still hasn't got back to me about. I showed a different video once, and he was in my comment section, and he goes, show me the link so I can debunk it. The link was in the description, and from all I know, he still hasn't debunked it, but this is a great video. You got this little barometer right next to this glass barometer, and let's go. Check it out. 29, 29, 29. It's going up. It's going, yeah. What's causing that to rise? Ramen? It's going up. It's going up, so the water's going down. You can even see the lightning in the background. It's like a stormy day. Look at it. It's going up, going up, going up. Look how low. Look how low it got. I almost pointed at the laptop like Ramen does. Look how high it is. It's up around over 30. It starts to go down. The water goes up. It's going down. The water goes up. Lightning in the background. This is it. I mean, again, Ramen, you said you were going to debunk this. Where you at, man? Jerking off, probably. Have a nice weekend, everyone. Good night now.